What's up guys? Welcome to my channel, and today let's talk about Floyd Mayweather vs Logan Paul. Is this really good or bad for boxing? An exhibition bouts such like these, lead some to question the current state of boxing. I would like to share some of my thoughts on this fight. Here we go. What can boxing ultimately grab through events like this, where no winner will be declared, is a hold on new fans who will pay to watch on television in the US and UK. Mayweather, though, is unashamed and unapologetic, explaining, "My nickname is money for a reason. I believe in working smarter, not harder. So if it's something easy like a legalized bank robbery, I've got to do it." Well, he's right about that. Why would he fight a true boxing fighter for a 12-round fight, and make roughly $25 million, when he can toy with Paul, for an 8-round exhibition, and make a $100 million? This kid doesn't have a chance in hell. In truth, boxing has struggled to let Mayweather fight big names, sit at the top of the sport, but none have replicated his draw in recent years. That in turn is the sport's own fault, as it continues to politicize too many of the best fights, and alienates fans, with its confusing structures. He has received plenty of blame for the poor state of boxing, because many fighters are more concerned with massive paydays, and protecting their perfect records, instead of fighting the best in their respective divisions frequently. But Mayweather also provided the blueprint for how to generate interest, and it wasn't just because of his eye-popping purses, and perfect record. He knows how to sell a fight, something many boxers have failed to do. Boxing is a brutal individual sport, but it's also entertainment, and the fighters who don't put the time and effort into promoting will likely get lost in the shuffle. Yes, there's plenty of bad about Floyd Mayweather returning to the ring Sunday night, to fight YouTube star Logan Paul, for an 8-round exhibition, but the key word is exhibition, and throw in the word, entertainment. This spectacle has somehow become about YouTube influencers, hurting the sport of boxing when it's actually helping, by generating interest from a younger audience. As for Paul, a 26-year-old YouTube star, doesn't have the boxing skills, but he cut the line because he knows how to promote. Mayweather noticed that and saw it as an easy opportunity for a payday, and he's not treating it as a real fight. Perhaps promoters, managers, fighters and TV executives will make the most of this opportunity, and retain the boxing fans they'll likely gain from this circus-like event, at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday night. "I'm just not them," Paul said. "I'm not going in there at 155 pounds. I'm not going in there with the fight meaning the entire world to me. I have nothing to lose. This whole thing is going to be fun for me. Hopefully, it's a fun event, and the people will get value for their money. The Paul fans will come out in big numbers, but they don't exactly fit the demographic of a typical boxing fan, so it's not clear that they'll care too much about the undercard. Let's just hope Paul doesn't begin to think he's actually a boxer." I would just like to share a video clip on how Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman reacts to these fight.
This fight, bad for boxing?
I think it is. I don't like it. I'm not knocking the Pauls, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, like some people have, because paying attention to the world of boxing, promoters have been controlling the sport for far too long. And when you have promoters controlling the sport, not giving you the fights that you want to see, the fact that a guy like Jake Paul has about 14.8 million, Instagram followers, I have to pay attention to that. I mean, I'm looking at Logan Paul's numbers here. He's got 19.1 million Instagram followers. So he's got an audience there, him and his brother. To it is that I feel sorry for the boxers, because you got legitimate professional boxers out there. I'm not saying that Jake Paul and Logan Paul don't put in the work. Please don't get me wrong. I'm sure that they do, and they work very hard at it from what I'm told. Matter of fact, they're getting trained by professionals and stuff like that. And so I understand they're taking it very, very seriously, and they're to be commended for it, even though they're not going up against, real boxers as of yet. But if you're Floyd Money Mayweather, why? It should be a privilege to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Max, where are
That's
you on
not
this?
something that should happen in an exhibition. I just feel
I'll tell
that
you
way.
why Floyd is doing this. When you say Floyd, why? Because Floyd Mayweather has made more money since he supposedly retired than he did up in his entire career up to the De La Hoya fight. Because he's getting paid absurd money to box exhibitions against novices. So why wouldn't he do it? And I'm not like a lot of boxing people here, Stephen A. What you just said made a lot of sense in terms of the kind of orthodoxy that the boxing establishment feels when they see stuff like this. And a lot of boxing fans, fighters recognize that they're bringing eyeballs to combat sports. And the way boxing has handled this in the past has not been good. The boxing establishment felt very threatened by the UFC. Not just by MMA, but by the UFC's success in particular. And I've been saying for a long time now, really decades now, instead of being threatened by it, use it as an introduction to combat sports. They're introducing new audiences to combat sports. Go to those people, say, you like combat sports? Maybe you'd like to check us out, instead of being hostile toward it.
That's all for today, so how about you? Is this bad or good for boxing? Please share your thoughts on the comment down below. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.